Because that's like even the stuff that I make, like Praxis is the best example, and this was really early in our relationship. We only knew each other like a year.
Where I was like,
Praxis,
I said, hey, that's a thing, and you went, oh yeah! Yeah, I didn't think of that!
You, just from listening to it and reading it, went into it and like thought about it a lot deeper than I had, and connected things that and it's tempting to just say like, oh, because you worked on it and you know, like you're around it so much, you don't realize.
Yeah, it's
really
like there's the perspective of like, well, it's very personal.
Yeah,
you
can't
just
step
putting
away.
yourself into it. You can't take a step back and analyze.
You can't look from it from the outside. Look at it.
Do like thematic breakdowns.
Yeah, but it really was like every single thing you said, I hadn't thought of. It was like, oh yeah, that is what that means. That is what I meant by that. Yeah, of course.
That is. Thank you for telling me what I meant.
And that was the first time that I realized that I was like, I didn't think about it that way at all.
Yeah, it just came out of you.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough, like, every single thing you said as if, like, oh, this is like this, and this is, I was like, oh, yeah, it is. I never thought of it that way, and because of that, I was able to make it so much better, because I could make all those things you had said seem more intentional. I could rewrite it knowing
that's part of
the insight you had given.
That's another thing that I try to be aware of when I do look at something, that is acknowledging that I'm just kind of looking at it. Yeah. I'm not looking at it and going like, this is what the artist meant.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, very death of the author. Like, it doesn't matter what they were trying to do. This is
what they ended up saying.
This is what it came out to be.
Yeah.
So I'm always very much like what the developer did here. I don't know what they were trying to do, or if they would look at that and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Probably they would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't think I have, like, the fucking secret or anything like that. I'm just looking at it and being like, this is what it looks like to me.
I don't think I figured it out.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't crack the code.
Yeah.
I'm my own fucking cryptographer over here.
Yeah. And that's when I was like, fucking sweet. Like, I've never had that. I could use that. That's a really good compliment to what, like, we're perfect for each other. And that, just on a personal thing, but also more like, man, that would make the things that I make so much better, is to be
able to refine it.
Yeah, give it to you. You tell me what you thought I meant, and then I'm like, that's a lot smarter than what I meant.
Or be like, no, what the fuck? Yeah. And, like, try and course correct.
Yeah, exactly. Because, and it occurred to me that I had never
How did you
had
get that? Like,
yeah, that's not to say that
it's always going to be, like, I don't want to define your, like, creative process or anything like that, because you can very much, like, have intentionality and be like, what? No! What do I need to do to make you not think
that? Like you said, even that's good, because it can be like, that totally came across wrong, and how I'm going to fix it now so that it's clearer what I meant. But
like with Andrews, like what happens to a certain character, like you said, like, oh, I didn't think that is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that never occurred to me. I was like, oh well. And in fact, I kind of debated you on that at first. I was like, no, because this, that, and the other. And you're like, no, I'm just saying it's kind of fucked up how he just, like, disappears and no one gives a shit. And then it took me a while to be like, yeah, that is really fucked up, actually. Like, that shouldn't be that way. Because I remember...
like, not that you have to change, not like he needs to have a happy ending.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it needs to be acknowledged.
Oh, fuck you! You fucking boo-ass piece of shit!
It was like it wasn't even acknowledged in it.
Yeah.
And it just should have been acknowledged. And, like you said, it's not like you are dictating what I make, it's just you're offering...
a second perspective.
Yeah, you're offering more insight than I can afford.
And someone who doesn't have a connection.
I know, like, I want to do this, and then I do it, but it's hard to know how it came out with having that perspective. I know I did that thing I meant to do, but does it come across, And I realized I never really had that. I mean, my family... I always sort of wanted my family to do that, but they're not really equipped to.
Yeah.
And they would try sometimes, but it wouldn't... I would leave unsatisfied and not really understand why. Like, I remember playing stuff drafts of an earlier show that I was working on to them, and I literally gave
and they
them
just listened
comment
to it,
card things like, give me feedback on this.
I was like, oh, that was nice.
Yeah, and not only were they my family, and they didn't want to be too critical of it.
It was a nice song.
Yeah, because I immediately opened with, what's wrong with it? What do you hate about it? What's really bad?
Don't worry, I will never be afraid to tell you,
I'm like,
that
no,
didn't
really,
sound
I'm
good.
a writer. Yeah, like, I'm a writer, I'm not, like, 14 anymore. Really, I want to know what was bad. Don't start... If I want to know how great I am, I can ask my grandmother. For you, I'm asking... I literally gave them comment cards that started with, what sucked about this? And not only were they less... I mean, they wanted to help me out.
Well, like,
and they tried.
A
but
lot of people
only,
don't have the tools.
Exactly. Not only were they not so
damn.
willing... They didn't want to insult it, they didn't want to say something bad, but also they didn't have... They didn't think about it that way. They don't think about art that way.
Yeah, they didn't have the... It sounds like such a douchebaggy thing to say, but they didn't have the intellectual tools to articulate, like, an interpretation of art.
Yeah.
And, like, that's not a bad...
There's
some people can't.
Yeah,
it's fine.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Some people are engineers.
Some people watch, like, some action movie and think, like, that's what art is.
They don't...
Like
like, it's... it takes all sorts.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's better or worse. It does make it very frustrating when you're trying to have this conversation and there's just nothing.
It's not better or worse, but there is a distinction.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you're trying... I mean, like, I'm the same way. Like I'm bad at math.
Yeah.
Don't try and have a conversation about math with me. You're going to be very frustrated and unsatisfied, and I'm going to feel bad because I can't give that to you.
The only time there's a problem is when someone tries to act like the other one. You know what I mean? Like, if someone who just doesn't think about art too deeply tries to present their argument as some sort of, like...
Yeah, that's the thing. That's always, like, again, to pull it back around to Sonic, it's like...
the game you're actually playing.
Well, like, this, I played single player. I went through all the tracks. I'm not seeing anything new. I'm trying to shut up when the cutscenes happen. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm here for. But, like, there are things you can say that are bad about Sonic.
Yeah.
They exist.
Yeah.
And I want to have that discussion, but, like, if you can say, I've always said this, you can say, I just don't like it, fuck you, it's bad because I didn't like it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You cannot have a reason. There doesn't need to be a reason. You can just say, I just don't like it, fuck you.
God.
I don't need to have a reason. And people who say, like, no, you can't just have a... Yes, you can't. You can just not have a reason.
Oh my God.
I accept that as a valid answer.
Likes and dislikes are a byproduct of being human. You can just not like something.
But if you say there's a reason...
Exactly.
And I ask you, what's the reason? And the reason you give me is fucking retarded, then I'm going to rip you apart.
If you're going to try and pretend it's objective, not subjective, that's when your ass is mine.
Yeah, you lose. Like, it's too
like
linear. What the fuck does that mean?
If you want to say, I believe there's a God, I can't touch
that is an ironclad debate.
Yeah.
I have faith.
There's nothing. I can't.
I lose. I automatically lose. Yeah. There's no conversation that can happen.
If you want to say, I know for a fact there's a God because bleh. Okay, now you've crossed that line.
Yeah, you're in my world now, not your world, and I got friends on the other side.
It's if you just want to say, I believe this, I feel this, I think this, whatever.
I don't like it. Okay.
I don't like it.
Good for you.
Yeah. I don't like it. Okay, it's bad. That's a fucking factual statement.
That is a statement?
That's a statement.
Support your argument?
Exactly.
That argument is weak.
Yes, that doesn't make sense, or it's incorrect, or whatever.
And I can prove it.
Just say
your
I
argument,
don't like it.
But your argument is wrong, and I can prove it. There's a clip from Twin Peaks for people who did videos on like Silent Hill, and Silent Hill is a very ambiguous series that people have a lot of like fan theories about, and their kind of like thing is like here's what is in the game. Yeah. Here's what developers have said. 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah.
And people go like, no, but I have a fan theory.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what is the evidence that you have for your fan theory? Well, this is this. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That is contradicted by something else that happens. A developer literally said the complete opposite of something. Like, no, I don't want to have your opinion. I want to have my own opinion. But your opinion is your opinion is wrong.
That's fine.
And I can prove it.
You can have that opinion.
You can have an opinion, but if you try and have an argument...
Yes, insisting that others believe it because it's fact is a different fucking thing.
Yeah, like, but your argument is wrong, and I can prove it.
Yeah, exactly.
That is where I take umbrage.
Yes.
With people talking about Sonic.
Yeah.
But, like... something about art media analysis.
Yeah, something we were saying earlier, where what was it?
When you're trying to talk to people on that level, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I've always been surrounded by that. Like, my family has different skills than I do. My little sister is way smarter than me. My little brother is something else. My dad. Like, I get a lot like, he's a people person. I get I have, like, utility from that, but I don't like it. Like, that's another thing we said, like, you're introverted in, like, why waste the energy on things? Like, I think of it as, like, it's a tank of fuel, and sometimes I need to burn it. If I get full, I'm like, I gotta burn some of this off, I'm capped out, I need to engage with, like, a social structure, but eventually that's when it's emptied out. Yeah. That is when it's topped out. 99.9% of the other time, I'm like, well, that takes energy away from me. I want to conserve my energy. But my dad, you know, he is extroverted. But, and my mom is also something else. She, like, has more, like, emotional strength, I think, which is harder to, like, put into quantify into, like, examples because they're always very personal. But she is
when
like,
my family died.
she's a very emotionally strong person, and she's aware of her own flaws, which is another thing that's, like, really impressive. But when I try and talk to them about, like, hey, did you watch it? And I either get nothing or complete, like, oh yeah, like I'm not talking to you because I want you to agree with everything I'm saying. I want to have a discussion.
Engage with you. It's a conversation.
Like, what did you not like about it? Like, what there has to be something you didn't like.
But that's like one of the very first...
And that's even when it's something that I didn't have anything to do with, just watching a movie. What did you not like about it? Imagine if it was something that's like, I wrote this. What did you think? Tell me how this can be improved.
Exactly.
Just, they don't have the and that's, again,
they tried,
it's not like an indictment. They don't have the capability of seeing it in that way and breaking it down in a way that can be constructive.
Exactly. Watching my mother talk about whose fault the divorce was in the last 5 years and going, that's not the fucking point, like, a million times. Like, you know, like, they tried.
Oh, yeah. I understand what you mean now.
Yeah.
The musical, fault. The Last 5 years.
Yes. The title of The Last 5 Years. Like,
whose fault it was, that's not what happened in the story.
The show isn't about a divorce.
No, it's about two people falling in and out of love.
It's about a relationship that falls apart, and it ends in divorce.
Two adults and the emotional fallout on both sides.
Just like,
and the let alone, like, the thematic resonance of one character starting at the end of the relationship and working backwards, and one character starting at the beginning of the relationship.
Showing the parallels and this and that. There's so
and they
much
meet in the middle.
That's so loaded. It's so loaded with symbols.
Exactly.
And
like,
ideas,
and it plays into their characterization.
Exactly.
And the way they viewed the relationship. And you can really dig into that.
Yeah.
Well, she, like, was overbearing and he cheated on her, so it's whose fault about what?
It's
like, what are you talking about? That's not what the story was about.
What it's about. that is annoying though. But you know, they tried. I don't know. I was too young. I was like 16.
Yeah, yeah. Let alone the fact that you were an incomplete person at the time as well.
I just expected them to be able to give that to me, and they tried.
Yeah.
And they wanted to help, but they didn't know how.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't understand. It's not like I was like, oh, what the fuck? I didn't understand it either at the time. I was like, I went to revise.
I'm not getting what I want out of this, and I don't know why.
I was just like, yeah, well, I like that didn't work out the way I thought it would. And then when you texted me, because I sent that to you, and I had just gotten back from Symphony of the Goddess, like this orchestral concert.
Oh, Zelda.
Yeah, and I just gotten back from that. It took all day. I sent that to you, and then fell asleep. And when I woke up, you had just a fucking huge list of IMs that you had sent me while I was asleep about it. And I just, like, I was like, oh my god, this is fucking awesome. Like, you were giving me so much...
Here's what I thought.
Yeah.
Is this what... Like, here's what I think that meant.
Yeah.
This came off in such a way to me.
Yeah.
About...
Like, I didn't like this. I thought this was... Not even this, I didn't like it.
Like,
I feel like
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like... Is this what you meant? Because here's how it kind of feels like this character didn't really get any pathos.
Yeah.
Or like, was this on purpose? Because I really liked that part, but it doesn't feel like there was enough attention given to it.
And I have that conversation still saved in a text file because that was the first time I'd ever gotten that. And I was like, this is fucking awesome. And then I realized, this is what I wanted all that time. Like, someone to seriously analyze it. Not just like, oh yeah, I like the music, you know, like, you know,
and like I can't give you like you know with like criticism about like fucking chord progression or I don't even like I don't have the tool, I don't have the mind for like actual music, but a story I can tell you about.
I mean, a musical is just to play with music, no matter what.
I view
the play comes first.
I view music as it's math. Yeah. And I don't have the brain for math.
Yeah. But it just, I remember that moment of being like, this is fucking
like
amazing. Like, this is fucking amazing. And then figuring out, oh, that's the difference.
Eureka.
Yeah. I was like, this is what I wanted all that time, and this is what I needed. And because of that, it made it so much better. And then I was so excited to be like, we're a fucking couple. Like, now everything I make, I can get that.
What a boon.
Yeah, it's like a collaboration without collaboration.
Yeah, because I have stories that I can express. I used to think of actually, no, even back in the day, like, I used to write.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I didn't write because I had a passion for writing. I wrote for a complete lack of anything else to do. Whenever, like, I have free time, I don't spend it creating.
Right.
But, like, when I was in school, and I wasn't paying attention in school because who fucking cares?
Yeah.
I gotta do something, so I wrote.
Yeah.
But even back then, I was like, I'm not a writer. I don't have anything published. Writers is a profession. Yeah. I'm not getting paid. I didn't think of myself as a writer back then, but, like, if there's anything that I have any kind of output, it would be, like, narrative composition. Is the way I would define it. But like, yeah, like, I'm not a creative person. Right. I can't contribute to a collaborative thing. But but you can bounce things off of.
That's such a better collaboration, and not only that.
Yes!
But more personally, that's exactly the kind of collaboration
that
I've always wanted. Of, like, I don't know, I've never really collaborated that much with people, like, to make things.
You did music for an animation.
Yeah, I've done stuff like that. But I've never done, like, oh, you do the lyrics, I'll do the music. That'd be interesting to try.
Yeah.
But
I've seen a movie about that called Lyric and Melody?
Music and Lyrics?
Music and Lyrics, something like that. Something melody is what I'm thinking of. Hold on. But continue.
But that's just so, like, oh, wait, that's even better. Like, I'll make something, I'll give it to you, you give me back a report on it, and then I will take that and then make it so much better.
No, what are you talking about? That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Like, agree
music
with you on
and lyrics.
something.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Music and lyrics? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. that's just fucking awesome. I was like so excited. I'm like, oh my god,
I have this now.
Yeah, I can use you. I can use.
I'm a
you.
utility.
Yeah,
but like that's also something that's like about our relationship is we're very similar, but
yeah, we're not the same.
We complement the things that the other person doesn't have.
Yeah.
And that, is ideal. Like an example, because this is my brain. What are you doing? No, don't act innocent. Don't scream. Don't meows. There's a comparison that I think is pretty funny, is on the show How I Met Your Mother, which is another show that I used to really like. Had a bummer-ass fucking ending. That's like, and you ruined it.
And
you ruined everything that I cared about.
You not only made a bad thing, you made a bad thing that retroactively ruined a bunch of.
Exactly! You ruined something that I liked, and that's worse than making a bad thing.
Yep.
Cat, seriously, get the fuck out of there. Kitty. But two of the characters in that show are a couple. And they're a couple throughout the entire show. And so a lot of the plot is based around their relationship. And one of the episodes, one of the characters talks about, like, one of the characters likes... What was it? I think it was like, one of the characters likes olives, and the other character does not like olives. Which means that when they order something and it comes with olives, the one character can eat the olives that the other person doesn't want, and that way the olives don't go to waste. It's like, and like, the story like does something else with that. But the analog of, oh, I can eat the rice that comes with the takeout. I'm like,
they give you 5 million white rices when you order Chinese.
Well, I really don't like anything but white rice.
You're like, I just like the white rice.
So
That's perfect!
You can eat the stuff that the white rice comes with.
Yeah,
and then you won't have to throw the white rice away.
Yeah, because it's so fucking much. You're like, that's the only thing I like. Marry me.
I won't have to marry me, so I don't have to throw away rice.
Yeah, I'm like, I hate throwing it away and blah blah blah.
Because it's not like you don't like the rice, but you're not going to eat the rice first.
Exactly, it's rice. It's filling the stomach.
And then you're full, and then you can't eat the rice, and like, what? Are you going to refrigerate it? It's fucking rice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I did it on accident. But yeah, like, you can, on every level, it's like, that's kind of what a relationship should be.
Yeah, we're the complement of each other.
Yes. Yeah. We're doing things.
Yes.
Jerking each other off.
Right now. As we speak.
But yeah, like, I remember you talked to a lady on a bus where she was like, you gotta have someone to do that for you. And you're like, well, I already kind of do.
Yeah, I already have that.
I'm good.
Yeah. So, like, you gotta have creative types.
An agent.
Yeah, it's like creative types, and it
aren't
is true.
good at representing themselves.
Yeah, selling themselves. Because that's just like, it's sort of like
yeah, I mean, those are two different skill sets.
Yeah. This is a whole different story that I won't get into. But it's kind of like how MST3K started, where Joel and Jim ended up being a total fucking dickhole, but all the problems with MST3K are about him. That's a fucking rant I won't get into. Mm-hmm. But Joel said, they decided. Joel's like, I'll handle the creative, you handle the business.
Yes.
Like, because in general, creative types are not good at that sort of shit.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if they were, they wouldn't be creative types.
Exactly.
It's like it's very D&D.
Yeah.
You got, like, something's got to be the dump stat.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, what I want to do is sit in a room for the rest of my life and fucking make
music.
Yeah. And, like, nobody's gonna hear it if I do that. Unless there's somebody actually pushing it out there. Someone has to do that.
Someone has to be like, hey, listen to this.
Yeah.
I feel like all artists need that.
Yeah.
Someone,
you need to...
not only to, like, represent them.
Yeah.
To the world, like, go into the tower and come back out with the art.
Yeah, Phantom of the Paradise style.
But also someone to contextualize.
Yeah, exactly.
To add, like, an alternate perspective.
Yeah.
To what they are creating, because you cannot be objective about something that you've made yourself.
Yeah.
Because art comes from a very personal place.
Yeah.
And you just don't have... You can't, let alone self-criticism.
Yeah.
But just, like, looking at something from a different perspective.
Yeah, remembering that if you're releasing it, this is the audience's perspective. Which is like, that's great that this is what you want to make, but this is how people are going to see it.
Yeah, it's not... Once you release it, it isn't yours anymore.
Yeah, it's like you
And you don't want it to leave your hands in a state where you're not confident.
You are writing it, but eventually you're going to put it on a stage, and the only reason to put it on a stage is that so other people can see
watch it. Yeah.
This is how other people are going to see it. Like, they're going to interpret it, I should say.
Yeah.
Is that what you want? If not,
here's, and I'm not, and I wouldn't even say that I'm representative.
Yeah.
But it's still, you know, an alternate perspective.
Yeah.
Of like, that's sort of the tone that I want to take with it, is like, is this what you meant?
Yeah, exactly.
Because or because like, one way or the other. It's like, is this what you meant? Because it didn't really come across that way.
Yeah, exactly. It really is that thing of, like I said, what I want to do is just very Phantom of the Paradise style, and like Daft Punk said, like, that's why that movie inspired them to wear masks, and it was very influential on them and everything. I just want to sit in a room and make
churn it out.
Yeah, that's all I want to fucking do. Have the security so that I can sit in a room and make things.
Yeah.
But if it's just me doing that, nobody's gonna hear it.
Yeah.
Very soon I'll have what I want. There's no way this plan...
Well, like, Tails and Vector are already, like, foiling it, and we don't even know what the fuck it is yet.
I've been making a list.
Yeah, there's a fucking bee buzzing around back there.
Yeah, I swatted it.
It's being annoying.
Not to make them because they get you angry.
He's voiced by Kate Higgins.
Oh, I like lists.
Sassy! Sassy bot.
We gotta stop limiting it.
No.